Let's get it. First I cock the thingy back, then I let you cowards know. First time you say something out of line, I'm letting your shotty blow. It's Brick City, K-Dash, Maserati flow, you dirtbags. I make something red come out your snotty nose.
Welcome to the NFC East and the NBA streets, where we talk about the NFL, mostly the NFC East. We talk about the NBA, we talk about college basketball, we talk about boxing, we talk about sports, period. Look here, I need y'all to do me a favor. I need everybody to like, comment, and subscribe so y'all know we're going live. It really don't cost y'all nothing just to press that button, you dig? I'm a quarterback this thing, man. I'm representing them Dallas Cowboys and them Houston Rockets. This is your boy Big Tut in the building. Representing them Philadelphia Eagles and them San Antonio Spurs. Lee Love, what's happening with you, Love?
What's up, bro? It's always Spurs over everybody, baby.
Okay, okay.
Hi, how you doing?
Cool, man. Cool. Definitely cool, bro. All right, representing that big blue, the New York Giants and the New York Knicks. Nephew, what's good with you?
What's good, Tech? Man, you know, man, Knicks with nephew, man, Giants, Big Blue with nephew, man. What's up with y'all?
Everybody good, everybody good. Representing them San Antonio Spurs and the Washington Commanders, excuse me. Washington Commanders. Big Chuck, what's happening with you, man?
What up, Tut? What's going on with you, man? SNS Network, Skins and Spurs. You know I'm always repping that burgundy and gold until I'm dead and cold. You already know what it is.
Okay. And then we got the neutral mama representing herself, representing us at the same time, though. E Boogie, Erica, what's happening with you?
Hey, I'm here. I'm for the love of basketball and all things athlete. I'm for all athletes and all things athletic.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
All
Okay. How
right.
everybody doing? Everybody good?
What up,
Yes,
yo?
Everybody
sir.
good,
What up,
man.
B? What up,
Okay.
Chuck? What up,
What
nephew?
up? What up?
What up,
Jay
what up, what
Bizzard?
up?
Chilling.
Lot to talk about, lot to talk about.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's what
Word.
I'm talking about. Look, before we get into anything, I want to give a quick RIP to my pops. I feel good. You know what I mean? I ain't in a depressed mode. Quick RIP to my pops, like you do.
Rest in
Um,
peace, Pops, man.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Send you
Let's
my
get into
deepest
some things.
condolences, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it. Let's get into some things, though. Let's get into this New York Knicks debacle against them Indiana Pacers the other night. It's a lot to be talked about. I'm gonna start this one off here with Lee Love, though. Lee Love, what you think about that game with the Pacers and the Knicks?
Well, I knew the Pacers were gonna win already. I already know. Just by the way they was playing the first game, just running, I just knew that they ain't have enough energy to run with the Pacers. I knew they'd run out of gas sooner or later. You know what I mean? And you know the way Thibs like the sub, so I knew kind of like they was gonna run out of gas. So it's what I expected. It's
Oh,
what
okay.
I expected. It's
Okay,
really what I expected.
you already had that. You already had that thought that they was gonna lose that anyway. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Big
yeah.
Chuck, what you think
So
about
that's
that?
all.
That Knicks Pacers series.
Hey, man, actually went a little further than I thought it would. I thought the Pacers would either sweep them or at most a gentleman sweep. The Knicks ain't good. They stink. Uh, so honestly, it went a little longer than I thought it would. You know what I mean? And
You so limb biased, but go ahead.
hey, listen, man. Until until Dolan apologized to my man Big Oak Dog, I ain't got no love for the Knicks, man. And that's my word.
I get it. I understand. Eric, E Boogie, give me your outtake on this Pacers Knicks game.
It ended as expected. The Knicks hadn't beat them, weren't able to beat them 2 times in a row. um, so they got the win. They did it. They got some pride, but eh, we figured out. We figured the season would end, and they kind of needed to be put out of that misery. They were. It wasn't so far. It wasn't that they were just nasty. They just didn't have enough. They didn't have enough for. They had enough for the Celtics. They did not have enough for the Pacers. I don't know how that happened, but it happened.
I understand. Definitely understand. Nephew, these your boys, man. I know you're not feeling it up there, but give me your outtake. The
Man,
ending
number one,
outcome and
number
how you
one,
thought things should have went about your boys and the Pacers.
number one. Chuck is a hater, man. So whoever listening right now, his stat his philosophy on what happened, man, don't even listen to that. That's garbage. So let me say that first and foremost. Secondly, we played a good series. We played a good playoffs. Let me say that throughout the entire playoffs, we played a physical Detroit team. Then we played a physical Boston team. Then we came into this series 7D, thinking that we was going to outlast the Indiana Pacers, who run all game long. Wasn't going to happen. We lost the series. Point blank. Period. No excuses. The way Thibodeau, like Lee said, the way Thibodeau subs, they not going to last against a 10-man rotation, 9-man rotation sometimes with the Indiana Pacers. So that's what happened in that series.
Okay, I agree. Me myself, I think it was 75% Thibodeau, the other 25 players. I do. Just because, like I said before, his in game, situations he just don't handle well. Substitution wise, calculating minutes from star players, um, just not having the confidence in some of the players that have the talent to be out there to play at these critical times. So that's what I feel about that game.
Oh, so
But
so I had wanted to touch
go ahead.
on the coaching change. So now
Uh-oh.
it's no more
That's
Thibs.
another. That's another question, ain't?
Well,
Ain't that
no, I was
something
going
else?
into that anyway. I was going to
Yeah,
say, do
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
think this
That's
whole
what I
thing was an
thought.
outcome of Tibbs getting fired? I was going to go ahead, Lilo.
Oh no, because the firing happened today, so we
Right.
don't really got to talk Thibs no more. You feel what I'm saying? Because Thibs got fired, so all right, boom, he out the way now. Now is that team a championship roster? Is that a championship roster? Really though, you feel what I'm saying? You got your two best players is the worst defensive players. So you got Brunson and you got Cat. They're the worst defensive players on the team. So is that a championship roster? Really, really. You know what I mean? So
Are
do
you,
they have to shake it up? Bridges, they gave up 5 picks for Bridges. Like he doodle squat for 5 picks. You know what I'm saying? For what they gave up. You know what I mean? And then Brunson, get him in the pick and roll. They treating him like Luca. You know what I mean? They treat him like Luca. They going right by him. He fouling. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. Was it Thibs or he took him as far he got the most out of him that he could get out of him? You feel what I'm saying? That's what I just wanted to touch.
Go ahead, nephew.
I disagree. I disagree with him being like Luca. He's definitely not like Luca. Last year he led the league with charges, and this year he was in the top three with charges. So he does play defense in some sort of fashion. Luca don't even take charges. Luca wouldn't even take a charge. He don't stay. He stand away from people when they go for layups. So I'm not saying he not no Luca. He's definitely not no Luca. Do they take advantage of his size at times? Yes. Did they do it for the whole season? No. Did they do it in most of the playoffs? No. You didn't see these defensive lapses from Brunson and against Detroit. You ain't see him against Boston. I didn't see him. Ain't nobody say nothing about his defensive lapses in those two series either. So we're not going to use that as an excuse. He's just tired against the Indiana Pacers, and he was reaching instead of playing real defense. That's what I think happened in that series. And as far as Thibodeau being fired, just because Thibodeau gets fired, we're not going to be one of the top teams in the East next year. I totally disagree with that. You get in a coach that's going to upgrade our roster, not upgrade our roster, upgrade our players to give them opportunities to play real minutes. Because during the regular season, we seen Precious Achua playing 25 minutes. We seen Landry Shamet playing 25 minutes. We had other players playing big minutes on our bench. So you mean to tell me they could play big minutes on the bench in the regular season and win
All right.
games,
So
but they can't get to the playoffs and get minutes and do the same thing? I disagree with that. So I
one
think
thing
that
you
was all
said,
Tibbs.
one
So because of that, you're gonna let me finish, Lee. So because of Tibbs, because of this, you're going because of this, he deserved to be fired because those players needed opportunities to play in the playoffs, and he wasn't doing that. He was 7-man rotation. The upper manager wasn't trying to hear that.
Go ahead, Lee.
so he gone now. He gone now. So we ain't gotta worry about that. I said I don't think they're going to be a championship roster with both of the best players is the worst defensive players on the team. I never said y'all weren't going to be a good team. Y'all maybe y'all go to the playoffs and win some games, but that's not a championship roster to me. That's just my opinion.
We have a championship roster.
When it comes to the East, you think y'all can win with that team that y'all got right there, like
Yes.
how it's constructed?
Yes.
All right,
And,
well,
and
only
and you
time will
can't and you
tell.
can't say that we can't if you haven't seen our team play in the playoffs in their full capacity. If you're playing just 7 players, you can't prove that you're a championship roster because you're not using your roster. Does that make
Well,
sense? That doesn't make sense to you?
Kinda,
well,
sorta, kinda,
Every
sorta.
team, every playoff team that's in the playoffs this year. Let's look at OKC. They have a young roster. Who's proving themselves on their team besides Shea Gilgeous-Alexander?
A lot of them.
How? During the regular season, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Let's look at Memphis. That team is a young team. Besides John Morant and the power forward
Jackson.
Jackson, who else is proving themselves on their team?
Bang.
I mean Bane, my bad, Bane too. When you got young players, you get them opportunity. They flourish in other places.
I
We haven't
understand.
given our players the opportunity to do that. So you can't judge our team based on what Tibbs did in this playoffs.
That's why I keep saying he gone now. So he's
Okay,
not
so
gonna be able to
I'm
blame
saying yes, we are a
somebody.
championship team, and you're going to see that if we get a coaching that uses our roster.
All
Okay.
right, well, we're
Okay.
gonna see because we're gonna see if the next coach can do a better job than Thibs. That's what we're gonna see with that roster. I don't believe so. I
I
don't
think they're
believe
gonna
so.
get another. I think they're gonna get another starter. Um,
Back to the Eastern Conference Finals? Nah.
I think they're gonna get another star. I think they
I
can
don't
go
see
back. They're
why
gonna get
not.
another
I
star.
don't see why. I don't see how you can say that. I don't see how you can say that.
Thibs gone, and only time gonna tell now. It's the
All
only
right.
time
Well,
gonna
listen,
tell.
Eric, you got anything to say on this outcome they're talking about?
I I said it before. I don't know, and maybe I need to be able to see the full roster, like nephew said. But as far as I agree that the two stars don't play that great of a defense, I'm gonna keep Jalen Brunson because he's younger. I might have to see if I can let Cat go and see if I can get somebody like a Jaron Jackson. That's a swing that probably won't happen. But he's young. He's a defensive player of the year. He's all defense. He's all defense this year. He's been the defensive player of the year. He plays out. He plays the perimeter and he plays inside. He's led the team in blocks. The only thing that I saw is Cat gets more rebounds, and they need that. And he shoots better from the three. But defensively, you got to get if you're going to keep Brunson, maybe a better rim protector, maybe somebody else on defense, or maybe even a guard. I hear they tossing around Drew Holiday. Everybody want to grab Drew Holiday when things don't go right, but you need some kind of a dog on defense. I think if you have Brunson and
I
you,
wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind getting rid of Cat because we got an Ariel Hawk-Porty on the bench that can score in the paint and play defense. So
okay,
I wouldn't mind doing that. See, nobody knows about it because they haven't seen him in the regular season. I've seen him in the regular season.
okay,
So I know what he could do. He's a faster player than Cat. He moves his feet better than Cat, and he can score in the paint. He's just not a jump shooter. He just doesn't shoot jump shots. So that's what we'll miss from Cat.
so Jaron
But we
Jackson,
got other players on the bench that have opportunities. Kevin McCullough.
Yeah,
Michael Jason plays inside, so I'm just saying maybe that type player help you out.
yeah, yeah.
So Mitchell might not be there no more. Mitchell
Right.
probably played the best after Brunson. Mitchell probably played the best in the playoffs
Mitchell
on the Knicks.
Robinson. I totally
I
agree.
I
give it
I
to
disagree.
him
totally
and
agree.
Cat. I give it to him and
I
Cat.
I
disagree.
totally agree. Chuck, what you think
So
about this situation, Chuck?
I think that because a lot of my friends are Nick fans, and I keep hearing everybody say what nephew said, get rid of Cat. But see, my thing, I disagree because my thing is, if it wasn't for Cat, Cat won two of those games for the Knicks and against Indy. So my thing is, yeah, he may be a defensive liability, but guess what? Who one of the best players in the league? They always talk about Luka. Well, I play more defense for Lakers than Luka, and I live in New Jersey. So it's not always about defense. That's why you have somebody like a Mitchell Robinson or a Hart that can, take up some of that defensive lack. You know what I mean? you have to have scoring. And Big Cat gave them the scoring. He was a presence in the middle. Now, again, I'm not saying he was Mitchell Robinson, but when you 7-7-1, I mean, you put your hand up. I mean, that's defending the rim. And I just feel like Brunson, yeah, he may have been a defensive liability as well, but he was the floor general. He was putting up stats that nobody else was putting up. So you can't give up Brunson. And if Brunson and Cat, if see, this is a lot what a lot of people don't understand. We just see what we see. You understand what I'm saying? Thibodeau is with them dudes every day. He watches them in practice. He knows their habits. We don't know their habits. We don't know what they do in practice. And as everybody here was an athlete. What you do in practice determines how much playing time you get. So maybe that guy, what's the name of the dude you were saying, nephew, what's the dude on the bench?
Shamit.
No,
Landry
no, not
Shamet,
Sam. No, not him. The big dude you was talking about.
Hot Porty.
Yeah, Hawk Porty.
Dude,
Maybe Hawk Porty is a bum. Maybe Hawk Porty don't do nothing maybe he slacks off in practice, and maybe that's not why he play. I'm just putting that out
No,
there.
I hear you. I hear
You know
you.
what I'm saying? Because
That's
Cat,
Bible.
listen to this, Chuck. Listen to this.
I'm listening.
You saying that he don't have to play good defense, and what I'm telling you is he do got to play good defense at some point in time, because defense wins championships. You can't just be slacking out there. Your two best players can't be lacking out there. You feel what I'm saying? And
I hear that.
I understand they could win games, Cat. They could win games like that, but I'm talking about winning championships like that.
What I'm saying is this, though. We haven't talked about his defense or Brunson's defense until the Indiana series. And why is that? Why haven't we talked
Exactly.
about
They
it?
wasn't
Answer
talking
that
about it
question,
against
Lee.
Detroit.
Did he
Exactly.
look? Did he look like that against Detroit, the Pistons? Yes or no? Yes is yes or no question.
No,
I have to
not to
think
me,
back.
didn't.
I have to think back.
Not to me, didn't.
He
But
I
has
think
to think back. He did not look like that
he
against
likes to
Detroit.
go into the paint. So when he was
back.
able to go into the paint, games were won. But do you think he cost them games when he did not go into the paint at clutch time? That is my problem with Cat. And Cat standing outside of the 3-point line when the shot goes up, when the game's on the line, is unacceptable when you 7 foot
That's
because you
totally unacceptable.
foot. You might as well you can be 5'2" standing out there. He does not always use his height to the advantage of his team, and that's a problem on offense
What I
and defense.
believe is, I believe when we got to this Indiana series, those five starters were gassed. They were totally gassed, and they got ran off the floor.
See what it
That's
is.
what happened.
I agree with E. Now, Cat should be more dominant in the paint. Like
I agree.
he not that. And this was what I was saying the other day when I was saying he don't got no moves. He flop it up, throwing it at the side of the backboard. He don't really got no go-to moves. If he had some go-to moves, Cat'd be a way better player. But he want to be a guard. He want to be outside. He want to shoot. So
He got
it
the
is what it is.
shooting.
Can you win with this roster? Can you win with Cat?
Yes.
Can
Yes.
you win with Cat and Brunson?
Yes.
I don't
That's a
know.
good question.
We're
That's a
gonna
very
see.
good question. And
We're
I
gonna
think
see.
as far as Cat and Turner, that's a mirror match. They're the same person. If you really want to get into the Indiana series, Cat and Turner is the same person.
It's like
They
that
did the same thing.
Spider-Man meme, looking at each other.
Yeah, that
I
was a
agree.
Yeah.
wash. Yeah, that was a wash. Cat and Turner was Turner didn't show up in this series. He had a
No,
cut. He had one good game. That was the first in the first two games of the
no,
series.
I agree with that. But I'm saying, like overall, game wise, they're the same person.
Yeah.
They just play completely alike. So
Pascal Siakam was the key in this series. We had nobody who could guard Pascal Siakam
And
yeah,
at all.
we should be saying the same about Cat.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
but what up? What
You're
up?
right.
But listen, but nephew, they gave up 5 first-round picks. Mikael Bridges was supposed to be the Pascal Siakam stopper, but
Nigga
Huh?
was looking
didn't
at
happen.
I blame Josh Hart. I don't
It was
blame Mikhail
doo-doo out
Bridges.
there. It was doo-doo. It was doo-doo.
Hart's a liability, regardless.
Yo, I was just about to say that,
Hart's a
Chuck. I was
liability,
just about to
regardless.
Okay, I
say that.
got info. I got info from the Knicks reports. Player when in the exit meetings when they was all talking to all the players said they did not know their assignments as far as what offensive defensive schemes that Tibbs wanted them in. They were totally confused on the
Here
floor
What?
we go
most of
with
the
this here.
times. I'm telling you facts. I'm
Well, that's why
telling
they
you
got rid of him then.
facts.
Well,
Tibbs
that's why
gone.
they got rid of him.
All right, Tibbs
So
is
this
gone.
is why you
Okay.
get rid. This is why you get rid of a coach like that because he
Okay.
didn't make anything clear and concise.
I understand.
He's expecting you to play defense the way he wants you to play it, but he's not telling you how to play it. So that's unacceptable in itself.
He got y'all to the Eastern Conference Final. Y'all
He
ain't there.
did get us, and we appreciate that. And we appreciate that.
He did his job.
And we appreciate that.
Got to be the player. They got to play some D. They
You got to
wasn't
make
getting.
in game. You got to make the right in
Now,
game adjustments, and you
you
got to
know how
use your
many
roster to
fast
its
break
fullest
points.
ability.
You know how many points, fast break points, Indiana was just zipping right by y'all. They was getting the
We
ball out
were
of the.
gassed. You already
I'm
said we were
talking. I'm
gassed.
talking.
That's
I'm
not even a
talking. I'm
question.
talking. I'm talking. All right. You know how many fast break points they had, bro? And that ain't got nothing to do with them. They getting the ball out of the basket, fast break, getting layups off a made basket, bro. That's not on the coach, bro. Play some defense at some point. Some point it got to be on the players, man. Can't just keep saying the coach, the coach, the coach. Now
Go
he's gone.
ahead, Ted. I already said we was gassed. Go ahead, Ted, with the next
Now he's
subject,
gone.
bro.
I got a question for the players.
He's
If
gone.
the court aren't stopping that fast break, what do you do as a coach? Do you stay with those same players that either they're gassed or whatever? So that kind of puts it back on the coach. Do you stay with those guys that are getting ran up and down the court, or do you put some fresh legs in leave?
This what he do. This what Tibbs do when they getting ran off the floor. This what he do.
Not even a timeout.
No, not even a timeout. That's what
Yo,
I'm saying.
Brunson got rest. Brunson got rest. They was in foul trouble.
We're
They got
talking about the
rest.
team. What are we talking about? We're talking about. Go ahead,
I'm
Ted.
talking
You
about
got
they
it.
got rest. We talking about them being gassed. They got
Tibbs is
rest.
gone. As a Knicks fan, I'm happy he's gone, man. Go ahead. You got
Yeah.
it.
All right.
We
I
gonna
Well,
mean,
see if somebody could do a better job than this.
it's crazy to
we'll see if
say
they
it,
bring
but
him back to the finals
that's
next
the
year.
I think that's the consensus that most Knicks fans are happy that Tibbs is gone. So I mean, like maybe he was long in the tooth. Maybe it was time for him to go. But
We'll see what happens. I mean, you got whoever this coach is, see what he can do. Like I said, I
Mike
think they're gonna get him
Malone,
started. So
Mike Malone,
yeah,
Why
No, they
I
said
think
no
Mike
Mike
Malone
Malone.
too.
I
why
heard no
everybody
Mike
keep saying
Malone.
Mike Malone? Why everybody keep
I heard
saying
him
Mike
say
Malone?
no Mike Malone.
cause who else is going to be? It ain't going to be Jay Wright. So who else? Who is it going to be?
They
It
might give
better
it to
be it
Brunson.
better be Jeff Van Gundy.
They might
That's
give
who
it
it
to
better be.
Brunson. They might give it to Mo
That's who it better
Cheeks.
be.
Like Scott Brunson and no damn
If it
head
ain't
coach,
Jeff
man.
Van Gundy,
They might give it to Brunson. They might
ain't
Van
give it to
too
Mo
many.
Cheeks.
Gundy, Van
Ain't too
Gundy
many
got a
niggas out there.
Van Gundy got a cushy job with NBC. He ain't leaving that.
You
He was
know who we haven't heard from in a while? You know who we
assistant
haven't heard
coach
from a
with the
while? That
Mark
Clippers.
might
Jackson. Mark Jackson.
He
I know that's what
assistant
you're going
coach
to
for the
say.
Clippers.
Who?
Van
Who?
Gundy.
Mark Jackson.
They
Eh?
talking
What that
Mark
mean?
Jackson.
Van Gundy worked with Lou.
Yeah,
Tyler.
yeah, he with the Clippers now. He with the Clippers right
They
now.
Oh,
talking
is he?
Mark
Okay.
Jackson. All right, listen. I want to stay on the NBA. I want to talk about this championship game, this OKC versus Indiana. But I want to see how y'all feel about what type of effects you think is on the NBA, being that these is two small market teams. Chuck, I'm gonna start this one off with you.
Okay.
How you feel about that?
I like it actually. I like the parody. I'm tired of the same because they say it's only 4 or 5 teams that could win the NBA championship. So I like the parody. I like for small markets. I'm a small market team lover. The Spurs, we one of the smallest markets, but we got them dogs. You know what I'm saying? We kick that ass, so it don't matter. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. You know what I mean? So you could be a small market team now. Granted, it might not be as lucrative as if the Knicks is playing because that's the #1 market, but fuck the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? We got Indy in there, we got OKC in there, and for once, we're going to have a freshly #1 first time winning team. So, because one of these teams got to win it, OKC. Now, granted, they won when they the Supersonics, but as OKC, they never won a chip, and then India's never won. So, I think it's fresh, it's new. We're going to have a new team with the whole put a banner up in their arena. So, I like it, man. I like it.
Okay, all right. Lee Love, tell me your piece. What you feel about this?
I agree. Small markets is getting they love, going to the championship. I probably won't rush to the TV to watch this series. If it was the Knicks, I probably would have rushed to the TV to watch this series, but I'll catch some of the games and see, what I mean? I think they're going to be Indiana about 4-1. You know what I mean? And I was
Gentlemen
looking at
sweep.
the stats. What'd you say, Chuck?
Gentlemen
Gentlemen
sweep.
sweep.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I feel like I seen the stats and they won both games during the season. They won one by 20. They won one by 6. And Halliburton wasn't himself, against the defense. So I think they're gonna get him out of there, and it ain't as exciting if it ain't the Knicks and it playing in the Garden. It ain't that exciting.
I'm with you on that. E
For
Boogie, tell
far
me something about this game, E Boogie.
Of course, lower viewership for those new casual fans, but for some of us, I kind of look forward to it. I would like to see it. And plus, these guys are aging out. The big names, they're aging out. So they got to get some new. So, SGA's MVP. We got to see him more. They got to build up some of these new players. So it's kind of like a rebuild championship, I guess. We say we rebuild them because we rebrand them. They got to get some new faces out there.
Yeah,
Right now, they said viewership was down because when LeBron left the playoffs. We
yeah,
can't keep relying on that. We can't keep looking for that same old. So yeah, I agree with Chuck and Lee. Yeah, well, I like to see a fresh champion. But I'm going to give the Pacers some credit because this is different now. Regular season, they playing for something different now. We don't know how they felt during those games because it's not a conference game, so it's not really a rivalry. They playing for a championship now. I don't know if they're going to go in there and fold. Maybe they don't have enough. Maybe they do. They got a more experienced coach. I mean, of course, the coach of
True.
OKC is doing a good job with his guys, but they got an experienced coach.
That
right.
So
is true. I didn't think about that. You right.
we got.
yeah,
I'm curious because they say OKC's defensive rating is still the highest, but Indiana's has come up some. There's not as big of a gap. And, Oklahoma's has the edge stat wise, but you're trying to win the championship. So I'm curious to see. We'll see how Indiana comes out.
Mm.
See how because they're both going to come out nervous because they're young. They're young. Nobody's been here before, so we'll
Right.
see some a tight rim at first. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
I
that's
think
it.
it's gonna be like a heavyweight match. You know what I mean? I'm very interested to see what's gonna happen.
And we'll see who cracks the code.
defense.
They might crack the code and run with it. We got to see and I think strategy is going to be involved with the coach, and of course these players have been executing what their coaches want. So let's see.
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
I think the OKC defense that's another level defense, man. You're gonna see. We're gonna see. Watch. We're gonna see how it's gonna be easy. Watch. It's gonna be easy for them. They
all
played
right.
their hardest team. They played the Nuggets. They put the Nuggets out. They played their hardest series they was gonna play.
Yeah.
This one gonna be easier than that.
I mean, Indiana
Agree, Sean. I totally agree.
it's not horrible. So they're gonna put maybe they'll put some defense that maybe OKC. I don't know who they played and what their defensive rating was, but we'll see. When you're
I don't think they no
when
chance.
you give them defense and then you get some back, that might push you back a little bit. We'll see.
Let's
Yeah,
see what
yeah,
happens.
true. I don't know. We gonna see if they go there. I don't think they're gonna lay down. I don't
Now
Yeah.
think they're gonna lay down.
I'm gonna push it to 6 at least. But I always
Yeah,
want seven.
I like that. I like that.
yeah,
I always want
yeah.
seven.
I like.
I don't care what the series is. I always want 7.
I'm
But
gonna
we
push it
gonna
to
keep it.
6 too. I'm gonna push it to 6 too.
All right.
We'll see
Or
what
two.
happens.
Or
We
two.
definitely gonna
Or
see what
two.
happens. Nephew, give me your outtake on this, man.
Well, first off, they small market team, so it's not going to be really big viewership like Lee said, and Eric, like all y'all said. But I really think in this series, Indiana, they don't match up well against OKC at all, man. Turn this off. They don't. You can just tell the difference between dogs and cats, and I just think Indiana the cats in this series, man. Like as far as toughness is concerned, Halliburton is not a tough guy. I see Dort shutting Halliburton down completely, and them Nimhard, Nehard. I just don't see the matchups well for Indiana at all. I see a gentleman sweep, if not a sweep. I see a gentleman sweep, if not a sweep. I see Shea looking beautiful in this series, averaging 30 as usual, and them winning this series, man. That's it.
Yeah, I totally agree too. I see gentlemen sweep 4-1 or 4-0. OKC. Um, Shea getting MVP. You know what? I have the next question for the next time. How many people got regular season MVP and finals MVP? I wonder, but that'll be the next question for the next segment we have. Um, I
I'm a,
got one question I definitely want to get into. Let's see how y'all feel about this. If you had two players to choose from, any players from any era besides Mike, Kobe, or LeBron, you can't pick none of them three. Give me two players that
from
you would
any
love
era,
to, any era, that you would love to play, like you would love to have played with.
played with.
Yeah,
Played with or played on my team?
played with.
With.
On your team, you was playing. E, I know it's a switch, but if you was Eric instead of Erica,
That's off the whim. That's off the whim. Oh, Lee, you
we're
already
gonna
got this. You
go.
ready?
You
Now I
ready?
just want to make sure she understood the question.
It's
We're
on
gonna
me.
start this one off with I'm gonna start this one off with you, Chuck.
All right. This is easy for me. I'm gonna take Magic Johnson because he gonna get me the ball, and I'm gonna take Tim Duncan because I can guarantee, the bank whatever I need, Tim going to deliver. So give me Magic and Tim.
Okay, I go with that. I can agree with that. Lee
Yo,
Love, we're
that was
gonna go
my
with you
two
on this.
shot. That was my two shot. That was my two. That's what. That was my
You
two.
can keep the same too. Give me
I'm gonna
your
switch
take
it
on
up
Lee
though.
Love.
I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna switch it up.
Well, go
I'm gonna
ahead.
switch
Keep
it
it
up.
on
Go,
you.
go, go to somebody else. I'm gonna switch it up. That was my two. I'm gonna switch them up.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go
Go
to
to
nephew
somebody
then.
else.
Nephew, give me your two.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Joker because he gonna feed everybody, and then he gonna be scoring himself. So I'm gonna go Joker, and I'm gonna go Vince, man. Just,
I
just
like
throw,
that.
just throw it up. He can throw it up to me. I can throw it up to him. Either way, boy, we gonna go get it. You know what I'm saying? Like Joker gonna be throwing it up to either one of us. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. I definitely
He
like
got
that.
40. I got 32. At least 34. 34. I say 34.
I like that. E Boogie, we gonna go with you. Give me two.
I definitely need a playmaker. I need somebody that give me the ball exactly where I want it.
Okay.
Not a big back to the basketball player. I need somebody because I could run. I need somebody that can find me and feed me. Give me 2016 Russ. Give me Russell Westbrook. Give me
Okay.
Rudy. And then give me a nice big. I'ma support them. I was a worker. Of course, it looks a little different in NBA, but if I could get the size and the mentality, I'm gonna run with Chris Webber too, because he gonna give me the ball too. I'm gonna run with Chris Webber,
I like that.
I
Webber
like it.
and Russell
I like
Westbrook.
that.
Okay.
Like
Okay,
Okay.
I
Westbrook and
like that.
Webb. Okay.
Yeah,
Westbrook
that's
is Webb.
cool.
I like that. I like that one definitely. Lee Love, we coming back to you. Talk to me.
yo, I'm gonna have to go with Isaiah Thomas. Gotta have me a good guard, a winning guard, who I know gonna come to play every night. Isaiah Thomas, and then I'm gonna have to. I was gonna say Magic and Duncan, but I'm gonna go with Larry Bird. So I know Larry coming to play too. Larry the legend.
Yeah,
I'm coming to
that's nice.
coming to the fight with Zeke and Larry the legend, bro.
Okay.
So we put the ball out.
Okay. I'm gonna take this way here. I'm gonna come to the fight. Uh, I'm gonna come to the fight with a guard because you know me. I want the ball. I want to score, but I like this. I want to see this player. I would love to see this player live playing basketball on the same court with me on my team. I'm gonna take Baron Davis,
Ooh.
right? And then of course I'm gonna take the Dream Hakeem because whenever I don't want to, I can just dump it
I
and
knew
let him
you
do
was
what he
gonna
want
say
to do. He
that.
just
I
feel
knew
like
you
doing
and
what he want to
Hakeem
do.
was gonna be one of yours. I knew
Yeah,
Hakeem.
that's what I mean. Wakanda. That's just what we do, bro.
I
That
thought
ain't
you was
gonna
going.
be true.
I
That ain't
I
gonna be
thought
true.
I thought you was going to pick your boy from the Celtics, E Dub.
I played with him already. I don't like to pass the ball. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Actually, I was going to take Penny first, but
Okay.
I wanted Baron instead.
Shout out one of Shabazz finest, Eric Williams, man. Stop disrespecting my dude,
Hey
man.
man, listen, that was my center. He made me who I
Word.
was. That's my
He the
guy.
reason why I wanted to go to Shabazz.
Listen, the Big Germ, the dog, bro. The dog of all dogs. That's a fact. All right, but listen, I got one more question in the ads. It's just right off the top. I want to see what y'all really feel. We're going back to the OKC Indiana
Series.
series.
Okay.
Um, do y'all think it's gonna mess with the money of the NBA because of a small market? We're gonna start with you, Eric.
Ooh.
Viewership will be down, but it's never that far down. The NBA good. The NBA
Okay.
is good. The NBA will recover. The NBA will market this as best they can. The NBA is a machine. They all right. Viewership will
That
be down, but nobody's going to pull uh, playing NBA games because of this viewership of this. Because viewership's been down before for a series. You know, it's not always. Because I can't think who were the Nets. I remember who were the Nets playing, and they talked about viewership because I didn't watch it way back when. There's always these type of championships,
Oh,
but
when Jason Kidd was there.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
think they played the Lakers, didn't they?
Was it
yep,
the Lakers? Yeah,
yeah,
it probably was the Lakers.
yeah.
I think
It
it
was the
was,
Yeah,
Lakers.
yeah.
It was the
yeah.
Lakers.
even like a big matchup. It wasn't as as sexy as LA and Boston, but it's for those of us who love the game, we're gonna be there. Casual fan might be a little, or even like me, love the game, but you said you're not running to the TV, and that might be some of us too. But they'll be all right. NBA be all right.
The Spurs was
That's
small market, and we was smacking people in their face. You know what I
true.
mean? We
That's
was
true.
smacking people in their
But we
face.
had we had the greatest big three of all time, though. That had something to do with it too, Lee.
We went to 7 with the Pistons.
I
We
got
swept LeBron.
50.
We swept LeBron. So we was doing numbers that with small market, and it was getting watched. You know what I mean? So
This is what I know. I know that kids these days, they don't really like teams no more. They like players.
Yeah.
So if you think about it in that aspect, with SGA being on the floor and Halliburton, I don't know how many. I haven't seen a lot of Halliburton fans, but I know a lot of SGA fans. So I think the viewer ratings will be, they'll be down, but I don't think, like E said, I don't think they'll be down that far. I don't think, because of what kids like. They like players now as opposed to teams.
I have to agree with you, nephew. And you think about this: what commercial they run constantly? That SGA, Chet, and
Yeah,
Williams commercial.
yeah,
They all dressed the
yeah. That's the
same.
fact.
See, when you have, and they also got a commercial with just Chet and SGA. So his SGA's face is out. See, one thing I'm gonna tell you, they know how to market their players.
Yeah, that's a fact.
SGA is becoming the face of the NBA, so you're going to see him more and more and more in different advertisements. So I think that the viewership's going to be there, like you said, nephew, because these young kids, they look at a player,
Look at
and
players.
right, and him being an international player, it's going to be a lot of international eyes. So it ain't just America no more. You got to think about that. The country he's from, he probably got 95% viewership from that nation. So I mean, they're going to pick up, they're going to get some looks elsewhere. So I think, like I said, it's not going to be the Knicks, Lakers, but I think it's going to be okay. I
Decent.
think,
It'd be decent.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
going to be decent viewership. Yeah.
I agree.
I feel the same. I think it's definitely going to be decent. It's going to be down a little bit, but it ain't going to be too much. Like you said, the NBA
Yeah.
is a well-oiled machine. You know what I mean? They're going to be fine. And like you said, nephew, people coming to see SGA, whether it's TV or live, they coming to see him play. So they should be all right.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask y'all a question real quick before we go, man, because I've been hearing this a lot too. I know y'all heard it too. You hear a lot of kids talking about PG is the GOAT, Paul George. How is Paul George the GOAT?
I ain't
What did
never heard
he?
that.
What has he
I
done
think I'm
to be called some of these kids
I ain't
GOAT?
never heard that.
You ain't heard that? You never heard it?
when they be saying it, when they be saying it, they be talking about him being their favorite player, and I can see why
That's
though. I can
I've
see
never
why.
heard that in my life. I've never heard Paul George, mother and father Paul George ain't even his mother and father's favorite player. Come on, man.
Carmelo
Paul George?
Anthony's son. Carmelo
Oh,
Anthony's
y'all
son.
disrespecting Paul, man.
No,
y'all
listen,
forget.
I'm a PG
Y'all
fan. Nephew
forget,
will
y'all.
tell you,
I'm
PG my
just
Y'all
second
trying to
forget.
favorite.
ask because I'm
Paul
talking
George?
about kids. He hasn't been relevant in a long time, man.
Forget
But
it.
you can't talk. But
It
you
is.
can't. But
Forget
hold on,
it.
what? But you can't put a lot of weight into these kids. These kids, it's 95 degrees outside. These kids wearing hoodies and pushices. They're retarded, so it don't mean much. These kids retarded. No, I'm serious. Now you can't tell me you ain't never seen these kids wearing hoodies in 95-degree weather. Am I right or wrong?
Go watch.
They
Paul
retarded.
George.
For a kid, so for little Carmelo Anthony to say that PG is his favorite player, it's par for the course because they retarded. The nigga eat McDonald's every day. They
He
retarded.
nice. He nice though.
Wait
He
a minute.
nice.
Wait a minute. Paul
Listen,
George
And yo, you're right, Lee. Paul George is nice. Paul George
yo,
was nice. I remember Paul George,
listen, hold up,
the
listen.
Indiana Paul George.
Y'all gonna
And
stop
after he broke
disrespecting
his
Paul
leg, he
George.
still was he get buckets. I'm
Listen,
telling
yeah,
you, he
y'all
get you
gonna
where
stop
he wants you.
disrespecting Paul George. Y'all know I'm
I get
PG
Kawhi Leonard.
sympathetic.
Kawhi Leonard to bust his ass. I don't want no Paul George, man.
I'm just talking about being called the GOAT, though. He
He ain't no
definitely ain't
goat.
nobody
That
GOAT.
nigga ain't no goat
That's
at
all
Yeah,
I'm
his high
saying.
school.
he's
He ain't
probably
the goat at
nobody's
his
GOAT.
college. He ain't the goat in his NBA team. He ain't no damn goat. Come on,
He
man.
probably nobody's GOAT, but that, like what he said,
People
he's
use
probably
the
somebody's
word
favorite
GOAT too
player. So
much, man. They need to put that word GOAT up for a minute.
They call
Ain't
somebody
nothing
the
out here
goat for
right now
one good game.
I wanted to say something too.
besides LeBron.
but
I'm starting to lean towards wanting more Ace Bailey, yo. I think Chuck, you was right.
I
He better
told
than
no, that
he
was
better than
me. That was
Chuck.
me.
we gonna
No,
we
Chuck
gonna
was
we gonna
saying he'll
that's
rather
gonna be we
have.
gonna get
Chuck
into the
was
next
saying he'll
segment.
rather have Ace Bailey
I
than
did
Cooper
too.
than
I
Cooper
did
and
too.
That's
I
we
did
gonna get
too.
into that in the next segment. We're gonna go through the whole draft next segment. It's gonna be all about the draft the next segment we get on. How
yeah,
y'all feel there? Everybody good?
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Yeah, it
All
was a
right,
good,
man. We're
good,
gonna
good
say we're
pod,
gonna end
man.
this up right here, man. Well, listen, we need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe again. So y'all know we going live. NFC East and them NBA streets. We out of here. Holla.
Peace.
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 I'm sick of you fags, you tough to your homeboys. Till a family member's found dead in your homeboy. Such a tragic, but it really wouldn't have happened if these goddamn parents control the mouths of these faggots. No more games and I done blew my fuse. The wrong words can have you laying in the box like shoes. Please don't get my words misconstrued. Nigga, quote me right, a headshot could really fuck up the mood. Enough with all the games, y'all can dash like Dame. Niggas stop spitting, they prefer to dance like Fame. Not me, I'm hip hop to the death, and y'all gon' realize that before I take my last breath. Motherfucker, for the record, y'all can't stop our shine. Let's just keep one thing in mind, nigga. CDB. Everybody tough, everybody got guns. Fuck, make y'all think we ain't got none. CDB. We on the paper chase, y'all mean nothing to us. Little niggas just fall back and